sponsored by theGlobalDispatch.com.
Welcome back to Dispatch Radio. We're going to go right to an interview that we pre-recorded. He is the executive director and founder of Trash Mountain Project. His name is Brett Durbin. All right, with me now is Brett Durbin, the founder and executive director of Trash Mountain Project. Brett, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, so blessed. Thank you for joining us. I definitely wanted to carve out some time and let everyone understand first what a trash mountain is and what your organization does. So let's start there. What even is a trash mountain?
We typically call it a trash dump community. These are the areas that we work in within several different countries, from Honduras, Dominican Republic, Philippines, Cambodia. They're basically, if you just picture a regular landfill, just like we would see here in the United States, it's the big difference is we have policies against people living in and around these areas here within our country. And when it comes to the places that we are doing outreach work and some of the other countries, we're finding that people are living sometimes in the dump, but usually it's a community that basically pops up surrounding a landfill, and so they're usually outside of large cities in developing countries. And we found that most underdeveloped countries that are or even somewhat progressed in the developing world have these kind of communities.
So how did you sort of stumble upon these and obviously connect the dots there on what your organization does to help the folks in these communities?
Yeah, I was actually a college pastor down in Lakeland, Florida, and a friend of mine that ran a different missions organization was doing some just more fact-finding down in Honduras and Tegucigalpa, and he came back and he bumped into me at the hall at church and asked if I wanted to come down to this place. He said I remember his words kind of caught me off guard. It's kind of funny looking back now, as he said, I was standing on a trash dump and I thought of you, and I kind of looked at him and thought, well, thanks, I'm glad I stand out in your mind for something like that. And he kind of backpedaled. He said, no, we're doing some work, and we found this school, and it's a Christian school that was built right next to this very large trash dump in Tegucigalpa. And he's like, I just really felt like I was supposed to tell you about it and see if you wanted to come down, and maybe it's just a place you could bring your college students on a mission trip. And so my wife and I, and then a man named Michael Barrett, he owns a production company down in Lakeland, decided to come with me, and we went. And it's just one of those things that once we saw the extreme need that was in these areas. Every form of evil you can imagine is present. Every kind of sickness, poverty at a level that I had never seen. I'd been to some pretty poor areas in the world, but just really this, I was having a hard time processing it. But as we did, and as we got back to the States, we just couldn't get past it. There was no way we could walk away. And so over a several-month period, my wife and I prayed a lot and decided to start Trash Mountain.
Now, for those of you who want to kind of get a little taste of this, we've had on our website, theGlobalDispatch.com, if you see the bar across the top and you hit the religion button, or from the main page you click the religion category, when you immediately go to that page, the Trash Mountain Project trailer for their documentary begins. So it will play automatically, and you have links there to go to their site. So tell us a little bit about this documentary called Stay.
Yeah, we recently have started work in the Philippines, and it really wasn't something that was on our radar. Most of our work over the last several years has been in Honduras and Dominican Republic, and it actually took place. The documentary starts in the Dominican Republic with a situation that we had come up a couple of years ago. There was a little girl that we had known for a couple of years at this point that she was born HIV positive, and she at that point was about 11 years old, and she was into the full-blown AIDS stage of the disease. And we were down there planting a church actually within the community in Santiago, and we were told, basically she's got days, weeks at best, and we started it was a 24-hour prayer for a week, which is basically anyone we could email it to or use Facebook or whatever. And the second day, I'm giving the real Cliff Notes version of this, but the second day of this prayer, we got a call from her doctor that she was basically basically all symptoms disappeared. She's fine. She was bouncing off the wall. She was eating. We ended up doing blood work, and her white blood cell count had gone through the roof, and she was still at that point technically still HIV positive, but it was like the disease had reversed itself to where it was like if you had just contracted it, so which does not happen.
And this
does not happen. And so through that process, we met a Filipino doctor that was involved in her case, and we had been praying about the Philippines, and then it just led to this whole just amazing story of how we got over to the Philippines through a little girl who should have died that God chose to save from that, and introduced us to multiple dump communities over in the Manila area, and then meeting some incredible families, leaders over there, and then over a process of about 7 months, just had some very unusual things happen that we caught on film. We just happened to have cameras running. Didn't plan to make this documentary, but it just kind of happened, and so we ended up putting it together over a few-month process, and we released it last April.
And it is, folks, let me tell you, it is amazing. It is so touching, moving. The hand of God and the miracle that's in this documentary is just amazing. God is so amazing. And we have links throughout our website wherever we can. We put banners in that link to Trash Mountain. We have tried to do what we can to raise awareness. And I'm on the phone with Brett Durbin, who's giving even more details as far as the Trash Mountain project. Go to trashmountain.com. You get more information. I believe they can watch the Stay documentary there for free. It didn't cost anything to at least watch it. And I believe there's also links there to schedule a screening in your community. If you are moved by this, you watch this, and you feel in need, you can contact Brett and his team and schedule a screening and get more information there as well. So tell me right now, where are we on the different projects? What countries do you currently are supporting and working in actively, and what can people do to get involved in those communities?
Yeah, we like I said, our last several years, we've a big part of our work and just learning. I mean, we just were founded in 2009, so we've been, just in a really been a high learning curve for us, because really there isn't a whole lot out there on how to approach a community like this. What are the different needs? How to, what types of outreach and evangelism? How do you work the compassion and evangelism element together? To reach a community like this, and so we've done a lot of research in Santiago, Dominican Republic, and through there's a ministry down there called Kids with a Hope that we've partnered with a guy named Pastor Pablo Urania, that just a great guy that we met through kind of another unusual circumstance, but we've been able to build a school and a technical school. We're working on aquaponics and different livelihood projects, nutrition programs, healthcare. So it's just there's so many different needs that you kind of have to address them at, what's the most urgent, and then go from there. And so we've been doing that there. We're coming to the last couple of phases of that with elderly care and aquaponics in that community. And then in Honduras, we've partnered with a ministry called AFE. We're working with them, and they have a school and all sorts of other programs going on. And then the Philippines, I'd say our biggest thing right now that's going on is we're in the process of we've had just some really sad reports back from some of the people on the ground and some doctors that we had go do a medical clinic over and two of these specific communities, and then researched 3 others, and basically the report back was just, if you don't start a nutrition program right now, you're just going to start losing kids, and it was just that blunt. It's not us making a grandiose statement. It is just that simple, that if we don't at least get something moving for the kids within these communities, that they're going to keep dying. And we've lost a few of the kids there that we've known, and that's just a hard thing to swallow. So we made a decision, our board made a decision just to go ahead and start on a small scale nutrition programs in these 5 communities, and then start more launching our full missions model within those areas as resources come available. So biggest thing right now is, between Honduras, Dominican Republic, and then with these 5 new communities in the Philippines, there's quite a bit to do. So from going on trips with us, getting your church involved, praying for us. I mean, if you know our story at all, prayer has been the biggest thing in this ministry, and just a lot of unexplainable things have happened through that. And so just prayer support, resources, everything. There's just a lot to get done. So we'd love anyone who wants to be involved or get their church involved or business involved, however it may work. That'd be great.
Well, tell you folks, go to trashmountain.com. There's a contact button there. You can communicate with them that way. You can follow through RSS and Facebook and all those things. You can watch this documentary for yourself. And there is no words that can explain and express the horror that people are living in. Can you imagine fishing through the trash dump? Not even just searching for food or anything like that, just chunks of metal to recycle so that you can make 50 cents. I mean, it is beyond your comprehension in America. And I will encourage you that when you watch this, encourage you to share this to your Facebook wall. Tweet it. Do what you can do. Get one more person to watch it and ask them to get one more person to watch it. And that is how awareness will get raised. That's how we can find more teams to send to these areas. We can find more medical professionals to help Brett and his team. That's how we can find nutrition experts to help Brett and his team. We can have education to these children, give them hope and opportunity, all done through the hand of God and through his presence in these remote areas and these forgotten communities. So, Brett, thank you again for your time. I don't think we missed anything. Is there anything else we can talk to our folks about?
No, I mean, thank you. I mean, for just such kind words. You're absolutely right. I mean, it's just, part of what we do is just to share the story of what God's doing, and try to stay out of His way the best we can, But I think one of the biggest things is just, if you can share this story with people and just let them know that it's out there, and documentary or website, any of those things are a great way to do that. You just never know what sharing that will do with someone else. So yeah, but thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys having us on and just the support you're giving us. It's how this thing works. So if we can all work together, who knows what'll come next.
Amen, brother. And folks, we're going to try to have someone from Trash Mountain on about once a quarter, get some updates on what's going on in Dominican and Philippines and these different areas where we actively have teams on the ground working with them and keep you up to speed on what's going on. And communicate donation needs. So many times, and Scripture tells us if you ask, many times we just don't even ask. Ask what the need is. Put it out there and let people respond. So that's what our goal is. We're going to be lifting you and your team up in prayer, Brett. We thank you so much. Godspeed. I can't wait to talk to you again soon.
All right. Thanks a lot, Brandon.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye.
All right. Well, we're back live, and just want to thank again Brett Durbin for carving out a lot of time to spend with us there. Jake, you had seen the Trash Mountain documentary, and what was your comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty tough guy, and I about cried. So, I mean, if it didn't make me cry, it is really emotional. I mean, I can't stand seeing a young girl have to dig through sharp metal and trash and everything.
All right. Well, we're getting ready to have on with us.